Hey everyone, my name is Ren and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another tea time with Ren. It's been a really long time, so I hope you enjoy this one. This one's going to be a little, close to home, a little personal, I guess is the best way to say it. I'm gonna go over my insecurities, in this drawing and tea time with Ren. I think it's important to be able to face what your insecurities are and be able to I think that's a way to grow as a person, is to be able to look at them and be like, these are my insecurities, these are how I feel, this is just the particular problems I have with my body. You should always, like, your body is your body, and you should never feel bad about any particular part of it, because most of it you can't control. A lot of my insecurities I can't control, even if I tried to work out or eat right. I tried to you'll see in this video that I draw two different versions of me, what my avatar represents and what I think I look like. Now, that being said, in the other version of me, which is on the right, I do exaggerate probably what I think about myself, and that's just how it is with insecurities. You will look at a part of your body and you will dislike it. You will dislike it a lot, but it's not as bad as you think. And I guess that's just kind of what I showed on the right portion of it. The left side, I tried to show what I normally draw my avatar as. That being said, I looked back on this piece, like, after I finished it, and I didn't really like it at all. This is, like, anatomy-wise, a piece that really kind of bothers me. I just don't really like it. I'm hoping to, I don't know. I can't really say I fixed it. The piece is done. I posted it on Patreon, and a lot of them thought this was like a summer banner kind of thing, which if I was to do like a summer, my like avatar as a summer unit, I'd probably do a little bit more of an interesting design than just a black bathing suit, which, by the way, this is what we'll say I'm dressed in, is a black bathing suit. Monetization and stuff is a thing, I guess. But anyways, I guess without further ado, I'll start going into some of the stuff that kind of bothers me about myself. Looking at myself in the mirror is always a really difficult thing to do, particularly right before I go in the shower or something. And a big part of that is that you'll see that if you look at my Instagram, oh geez, almost all my pictures are taken the same way, from the same angle, and my like left hand is doing the same thing. It's to cover a portion of my face. I think I have really chubby cheeks, and that's something that has always bothered me as a kid. And I'm like, that's something that is just a genetic thing, I believe. I've never tried anything to solve it, but I've always, growing up, I was known to be really skinny. I used to work at a car wash when I was a teenager, and a lot of times the people there, I would overhear them look at me and call me anorexic, and it was always something that at the time it didn't bother me. At the time it was like almost like a good thing, I guess. My family always looked at my skinniness and always like showed it off or bragged about it, I guess. Looking back at it, I mean, I was underweight at the time, and now I'm actually at a comfortable weight for my height and age, which is very strange to me. I'm not used to that. I think I've developed like not a personality, but what is it called? It's like not anorexia or bulimia. A disorder, an eating disorder? Yeah, an eating disorder. I think I've developed an eating disorder from the way I grew up. I used to not really eat that much. I used to eat like maybe one meal a day. At school, I couldn't afford to get the school, like, the lunches the school would provide. I couldn't afford to pay for them, so I wouldn't eat lunch. And in the morning, eating breakfast would make me sick. That's something that's just in my family. It happens to my grandfather and my dad too. It's very strange. I've never just been like, I don't normally just eat breakfast. And then for lunch, I would eat just something small. And that's how I grew up for most of my life, which is part of the reason why I was so small. Until my later into high school, when I was working for the school, like for my college, and I started going to college. Instead of eating very little portions, I would not eat all day, and at the very end of the day I would eat very, very large portion of food, because I got free food from my work. I used to work at the food court, and that free portion, like that free food, I'd get such a large portion, I used to just make myself sick. I wouldn't throw up or anything, but I'd make myself sick and I wouldn't be able to eat the rest of the day. So I think, wow, I went on a long tangent. I didn't expect it to go this way. I'm really sorry. But again, when I was really small back in high school, my cheeks were still chubby, so when I smile, I don't like my smile at all, because I have like a very square face when I smile, and it's something that I've always been self-conscious about too. So I just kind of, I guess I do a smirk in my photos. I smile a little bit, but then again, I use my hand to cover up how chubby my cheeks are, or I use the angle of the photo to try to accentuate a jawline or high cheekbones. Another thing about my body that's always been a self-conscious point, I guess, would be my thighs. When I moved out of my parents' house and got my own place, or started living on my own, kind of, I started gaining a lot of weight because I started eating more regularly, and I started eating more meals, like lunch and dinner. Again, I still can't eat breakfast to this day. I don't know what that's about. I just get sick. But I started eating regular meals, so I started gaining weight pretty fast. To, like, again, I weigh a normal weight. I weigh like 110, 115 right now, which is pretty normal for my height. But I'm even self-conscious about that. I'm so used to being underweight and being so skinny to the point people would question whether I was anorexic or not, that I find being the weight I am, which is a good, reasonable weight, just strange and uncomfortable almost. I try not to think about it most of the times, and I do successfully do, but when I sit down, I can't help but look at my thighs. They look a lot bigger than what I'm used to, and I don't like it. And I don't, it's always been just a weird subject with me. I try not to, again, I try not to think about it. This all being said, this is, like, I'm pretty sure I could probably change the size of my thighs if I really wanted to. I don't work out, and even though I do eat more regularly, that doesn't mean I eat healthily. So all of these problems I'm complaining about are just problems that, or some of them at least, are problems I can easily fix. Again, like the size of my thighs, which is, it's very strange to me, because the only place, other than I guess my face, that really got impacted by my weight gain was my thighs. That's really the only place that got noticeably bigger, I guess. So again, I don't know, it looks fine when I'm standing up, but when I sit down and I see when I see my thighs, it makes me feel really, really weird. It even got to the point where I noticed on my thighs, they're very small and not really noticeable, but I have like stretch marks. You'll see, I don't know at what point in the video we're on right now, but you'll see in the video that I color in stretch marks specifically on the right knee, I guess, because I am self-conscious about them. Now, it's only like 2 on each side, but it is something that, like, as soon as I saw it, I almost freaked out. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I have stretch marks. That's so weird. There's something that, like, on other people is never, like, I've never looked at somebody with stretch marks and been like, ew, that's gross. Like, I've never done that before, but on me, it's, I find it not gross, just, I guess, abnormal. I'm not used to something like that. Something you'll also see in my video is I'm very, very self-conscious about my breast size, and that's been like ever since I was a teenager. Again, that's genetics. I can't change it unless I get freaking surgery, but that's something I've always been self-conscious about. I think in our society, we really, really praise the size of breast. Which is, I'm not gonna blame any particular person for that, and it's hard to say that society is wrong for that either, because it's just what people like, and I don't fault people for having taste in what they want from women, because I have taste in men, you know? Like, I think that it's perfectly fine to have a particular thing you like about a woman or a male. It's just, with me, I'm bisexual, and I really like breast. That sounds really weird to say, but I really like breast. And I've always just been really self-conscious about the size of mine, and it's something that I get really iffy talking about. I get really jealous when I look online and I see girls with bigger breasts than me. It's gotten to the point where I don't unfollow them because I do want to show support to a lot of cosplayers, but I mute them so they don't show up on my timeline. I don't like seeing them. It makes me just feel self-conscious about myself. And that's not their fault by no means. Again, I still want to support them and I want to be like, hey, I follow this person because I like their cosplays a lot. But I feel uncomfortable about myself and I feel bad when I see it, so I just try not to think about it, so I mute them oftentimes. The same thing with my waist size. You'll see, like, especially in anime, right? In anime or video games, you'll see women with very, very thin waist. So it's very, not heart-wrenching, but just kind of weird to know that, or to look at my body and be like, I don't have the waist size I want, especially since that's something I don't think I can control. I've in the past debated about doing very, like, minor waist size training using corsets. I've always liked the way a corset looks. Of course, I want to be very safe with it. I don't want to ever go and harm my body in any sort of way using a corset. But I've considered doing, like, minor waist training exercises and wearing a corset for a good portion of the day just to train my waist a little bit. Nothing too harmful. I've done a little bit of research in that regards, only because this is something that I am a little self-conscious about, and something I'd actively like to change. Something else, I'm very sorry, I can't really remember all of the points on my list. The way I do these videos is that I record the audio and then I trim down the actual art itself to the rate of my audio, so it matches up best as it can. So I'm not looking at my video as I'm doing this, but I think that it's important to say that these aren't just all the points that I'm self-conscious on. I'm self-conscious on many more things, like acne, of course, that's a very standard thing. I wish my teeth were a little wider and I wish they were a little straighter. I wish my eyes were bigger. But, like, these are just the things that I probably think about most often if I were to sit down and think about things I'm self-conscious about. But I don't know. I didn't want to make this video to show, to gain sympathy. I didn't want to make this video to make you guys feel bad or to get compliments. I wanted to make this video to have awareness of insecurities and to say that it's okay that you have them. I think it's bad to have this narrative that self-love is what you should have in life and you should get self-love before you find love. In my opinion, self-love is extremely hard to get, and it's something that you need to get with time and experience, and as you grow older you get more and more self-love. So it's okay that you don't have self-love right now, and it's okay that you may have insecurities. I think that all of these things are just extremely normal in life, and I also think that you're never going to ever not have insecurities. I don't know, maybe when I'm like 70 and I'm old as shit, I won't give a fuck anymore, but as of right now, it's like for the people that are my age and the people that my audience is generally aged around, it's okay to have insecurities. It's even okay to, like, depreciate yourself, but you're still valid as a human, and I really want to pin that down. People are valid and you're valid, and I don't want you to think that you're not. I think it's really important to believe in yourself. You may not always believe in yourself, but it's something that you can work towards. It's something that you can always try to aim towards. If there is a goal in life that you should always have, it's to try to get self-love. Now, again, it's not something that you're ever going to it's not something that you probably will ever 100% get, but it is something that can help you in life. And it's something that you should always strive to get, even though it's okay that you might not love yourself all the time. It's okay that you have insecurities. This video is kind of getting a little long, and I guess I really got to all the points I wanted to talk about. This is very awkward for me to talk about, so I'm sorry about that. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this it's a much more personal teen time with Rin, so I really hope you enjoyed that. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.